Hey, I'm Charles Hoffman from Plugin Alliance. In this video, we'll cover 7 reasons for music producers to create binaural spatial audio mixes rather than using another spatial audio technique. I'm going to showcase the THX Spatial Creator plugin along the way, which allows you to create binaural spatial audio mixes. One of the strongest arguments is that spatial audio can potentially increase the amount of time that people spend listening to your content, and I'll explain how at the end of the video. If you're new to immersive or spatial audio and not sure what it is, we have an entire video that explains it in detail. It should answer most, if not all, of your questions, especially if you are a music producer. The link to that video is in the description, so go check it out and then head back here. Based on THX spatial audio technology, THX Spatial Creator uses binaural audio techniques to create the illusion that sounds are positioned all around you when listening with headphones. Provides an enhanced representation of surround sound that's widely accessible to music listeners. I'll play you some audio examples so you can hear how this sounds. Make sure you listen to these examples using a pair of headphones to hear the spatial audio effects. Pay attention to the direction the sounds seem to be coming from. They might sound like they're directly beside, behind, or above you.
Cause I've been waiting forever, trying to manage together, but time to show me no better. We just another disaster. Cause I've been waiting forever, trying to manage together, but time to show me no better. We just another disaster. Cause I've been waiting forever, trying to manage together, but time to show me no better. We just another disaster. Cause I've been waiting forever, trying to manage together, but time to show me no better. We just another disaster.
Object-based spatial audio like Dolby Atmos requires special hardware to decode metadata and create spatial effects. Many people don't own a playback system like this because it can be very expensive. The spatial audio effects created by THX Spatial Creator can be heard using any pair of headphones. You don't need special hardware. That goes for you as the person making these mixes and the people listening to them. This democratizes the listening experience, allowing your spatial audio tracks to reach a wider audience. Considering the number of people using headphones daily, whether that's at the gym or on their commute to work, this cost-effective approach caters to a massive group of music listeners. Object-based spatial audio systems haven't heavily caught on with music producers because they require you to completely change the way you work. They have their own mixing interface that you need to switch over to. If you're like me and used to creating stereo audio mixes, you probably don't want to change the way you work to start adding elements of spatial audio to your music. One of the great things that makes THX Spatial Creator a great choice for music makers is that you can load it onto a track and use it as a unique effect. Creating an entirely spatial audio mix can be a lot to take on at once, so you can just dip your toes in. Rather than automating the pan position of your hi-hats from left to right, you might want to make them swirl around a listener's head. Or you can make a tom fill whoosh past a listener's ears. I'd compare this to a 3D movie where the whole movie isn't necessarily in 3D, but during key moments, something like a hand might reach out of the screen toward you.
Cause I've been waiting forever, trying to manage together, but time to show me no better. We just another disaster. 'Cause I've been waiting forever. Trying to mend us together. But time to show me no better. We just another disaster. 'Cause I've been waiting forever. Trying to mend us together. But time to show me no better. We just another disaster.
THX Spatial Creator is easy to use. You insert it onto a track that you want to binauralize and then move the element around in this 3D space. You can tweak the other settings, which I cover in the walkthrough video for this product, but that's the workflow. THX Spatial Creator also lets you create entirely immersive audio mixes. You can apply it to every track in your mix and position each element within an immersive space. For those of you interested in this, it's definitely an option. There are artists who have released complete THX spatial audio mixes, and we'll include links to those in the description so you can check them out. If you don't upload your music to every major streaming service, people are going to have a hard time discovering your music. Ensuring your tracks are compatible with all streaming platforms is crucial. Many platforms have restrictions on the format of the audio files that you can upload. For example, you currently can't upload object-based spatial audio mixes to Spotify. THX Spatial Creator gets around this issue by encoding spatial audio elements into a stereo file, ensuring universal streaming service compatibility. This means your tracks can be uploaded to any streaming platform, bypassing streaming service format restrictions. THX Spatial Creator generates a natural reverb that wraps all the way around you. With a traditional stereo reverb, it almost sounds like you're peeking your head through a wall and everything back here doesn't exist. There's a point in space where sound just stops, and that's not how sound works in real life. If you're at a concert, the performers might be in front of you, but as the sound from their instruments travels throughout the space that you're in, you hear reflections from every direction around you. Even if you don't add THX Spatial Creator to all your tracks, you can insert it onto an aux track and use it as a global reverb that sounds incredibly lifelike and natural. For live sounding mixes and orchestral music, this effect can make it feel like you're actually at a concert. Not all reverb algorithms are created equal. Some reverb plugins sound way more rich and lush than others. The same concept applies to spatial audio reverb, but high-quality reverbs require a fair bit of processing power. When a Dolby Atmos version of a mix is available on Apple Music, it will play back automatically if you're listening with a pair of Apple or Beats Bluetooth headphones. Since Dolby Atmos is an object-based spatial audio format, mixes are decoded upon playback. Reverb is added in real time by your phone, assuming it's capable of doing this. The issue with real-time processing is that it comes with limitations. You can't generate immersive room reflections that sound as authentic as a reverb that creates these reflections offline and leverages the full processing power of your computer. One of the primary differences includes the complexity of the reverb algorithm, which can have a variety of effects. These might include a denser and smoother reverb tail, longer decay times, and more customization options. Using THX Spatial Creator, you can sculpt the sound of your virtual space and dial in the reverb settings that work for your mix. When you render your song, this processing is applied offline, so you're not limited by the processing power of a mobile device. Another great reason to make a binaural spatial audio mix instead of an object-based mix is related to stream counts. Many artists will release a stereo version of a song on Apple Music and then upload a separate object-based mix. Apple Music will automatically play the spatial audio version of a song if the user has a pair of supported headphones. The downside is that these two versions of the song may not share the same stream count because they each have a different International Standard Recording Code, or ISRC. As a result, you're potentially taking away streams from the stereo audio mix depending on how a streaming service handles this, which could limit the song's reach and ability to go viral. This is something that THX Spatial Creator overcomes because spatial effects are encoded to a stereo file. You only need to upload one file so you don't end up splitting your streams. Spatial audio can make dialogue sound more natural, engaging, and less fatiguing. This may improve listener or viewer retention times, especially for podcasters and YouTubers. At a basic level, you can add THX Spatial Creator to dialogue and process the sound in a way that keeps it centered in front of you, but filters it and adds 360-degree reverb so that it sounds more lifelike. If you avoid heavily compressing your dialogue, it can make this immersive effect even more believable and sound like there's someone speaking right in front of you. If you want to kick it up a notch and there are sound effects in your podcast or YouTube video, you can turn those into spatial audio elements. This might be something as simple as a whooshing sound that accompanies scene change graphics. The great thing about THX Spatial Creator is that it's easy to use. When you can just drop a plugin onto a few tracks in your mix and all of a sudden it's immersive, it's probably worth the extra few minutes to do that, especially if it can increase the amount of time people spend listening to or watching your content. To demo THX Spatial Creator and start adding elements of spatial audio to your mixes, use the link below to start a free mega bundle trial. This will give you access to all of Plugin Alliance's products for 30 days. In the next video in this series, I'll walk you through all of THX Spatial Creator's features and show you how to use the plugin in depth. There's a link to that video below. Make sure to subscribe to the Plugin Alliance YouTube channel for more audio content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.